Yet another way that malicious traffic can be sent to hosts is the use of altering the TCP flags that are in TCP packets. Now, as you know, TCP has control flags that can be set in abnormal ways. Now, normally when they're set in these abnormal ways, they will circumvent IDS systems and security measures. Normally these control flags are sent to do certain things on the network, but in the case of an abnormal configuration, they can do damage on the network. Now, we can use these control flags to be in scans to avoid detection by intrusion detection systems. We can also use them to take advantage of a host TCP/IP stack. If it's a deprecated version or a version that's not patched, a weakness in the TCP/IP stack would allow you to use certain TCP flag combinations to attack the host. Now, there are 6 commonly used flags that can be set in various combinations in TCP, and we'll talk about a couple of the attack combinations that we see sometimes. First of all, there's Syn scans. Now, this will set only the Syn flag, okay? And what will happen is the attacker will send Syn packets, and the victim will of course respond with Syn ACKs, as you would expect during the normal TCP handshake process. But the attacker will not send a return ACK after that reply. It may send nothing, it may send a reset, and if it does, then the victim computer will keep sending Syn ACKs because the Syns will keep on coming. So that combination will eventually send enough traffic to bring a victim host down. Now, there's also ACK scans, and those are used to try to get either a reset or no response from a host, and they're used to find open ports during a scan. Now, there's also such thing as a Christmas tree scan. Now, Christmas tree scan gets its name because all the flags in a TCP packet are turned on. All 6 of them, or actually all 8 of them you could say, because there's 2 that are not commonly used. But some scanners like Nmap will only usually set the fin, urge, and push flags. So you may see some documentation that calls a Christmas tree scan just a combination of the fin, urge, and push flags, but it actually turns on all flags. What can happen is these packets are not seen normally on a network. So a lot of hosts, TCP/IP stacks, do not know how to deal with them. And a lot of IDSs are not configured to pick them up, and a lot of firewalls are not configured to block these type of scans. We're probably seeing less and less of this these days because people are becoming more aware of them. So a lot of IDSs are configured and a lot of firewalls are configured to block this stuff. But you may see this kind of things in a packet capture during an attack. There's also a Null Scan, and the Null Scan turns no flags on, and it kind of elicits some weird responses from certain operating systems running certain versions of TCP/IP. Now, let's go ahead and look at a demonstration of a scan using various flag combinations. We're actually going to open a Wireshark capture from my XP box, my XP virtual machine, that has received different scans with various flags turned on. So we'll talk about those. Okay, we're looking at a TCP flag capture here where various flags are turned on and off. Now, I ran this from hping from my backtrack VM. I did not spoof the IP address because I wanted you to just look at the flags more or less than the IP address. So we're seeing a source of 30.20, the backtrack box directed to 30.10, the XP box. And you can see that almost all this traffic is TCP in nature. But there's some weird things going on, and what I want to do is show you some of these weird things. Let's highlight one of the TCP packets. Let's change our size here so you can see a little bit better. And what we want, we're coming from different ports and we're hitting a destination port of 0. That should always alert you that something interesting is going on. Now, if we look down here at the flags, we've got the Syn flag turned on. And this is true for a number of packets. Okay, but look what happens when we get the replies back. We get the Syn and we get a reset ACK back. So that's some interesting traffic going on there. Now, if we go on down a little bit more, we're going to see some other traffic here. And what we've got here is, of course, looks like a Christmas tree attack. We've got the flags set: fin, Syn, reset, push, ACK, and urge. The 6 commonly used flags are turned on. We don't have the congestion window flag set, or the echo is not set, and those aren't the commonly used flags that we normally see with a Christmas tree attack. But we've got all the other flags set, so that actually tells you that this is a Christmas tree attack in progress, and we get some interesting traffic showing this. Now we want to look at another scan. Let's look at this scan here. We've got a destination port of 0, and we've got one flag set, and that's an ECN, the echo flag set. And that could be an interesting scan because we don't see that very often. So anytime you see weird flags set or weird combinations of flags set, you know there could be an attack going on or something malicious going on. And that would key you to start looking a little bit deeper, looking at the source, looking at what kind of scan is coming, and so forth. And of course we're hitting various ports here from various source ports, and our time index is pretty close. So we can pretty much guess that this is an attack in progress, some kind of scanning initially.